and Dakibiu, owing to obvious reasons including overcrowding, informal settlements with no permanent structures, little or no access to potable water, inadequate sanitation and lack of drainage or waste management system. Registrar, Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, Yakubu Mohammed, who spoke to NTA News, confirms that houses in such areas do not have toilets, a disturbing health concern for the authorities.
When you look at, even in our public places, you see people urinating, you see people defecating. Most of the sanitation diseases are preventable, like the waterborne diseases. If we are able to really defecate in a safe and approved facility for the disposal, we won't be having this economic hardship of spending so much money in the course of hospitalization.
However, it has become more worrisome that these eyesores are increasingly becoming a common sight on major streets in highbrow areas of the Nigerian capital. Marketplaces, motor parks, green areas, drains, under bridges and bus stops in Abuja have become easy to reach toilets in the absence of alternatives. Another major reason, the health expert canvasses public-private partnership to stem the ugly trend.
There is need for government to create an enabling environment to allow private sector to come and invest in building toilet facilities in Nigeria. And if they are succeeded in creating the enabling environment, it means people can easily access toilet facility and pay a token. Then this is the first step. Because if you say you want to find somebody, you don't refuse the call of nature. When it calls, you must answer.
Health experts link open defecation with epidemic of cholera, diarrhea and typhoid fever in the country, as research shows that more than 88% of diarrhea cases, the fastest killer of children under the age of 5 in Nigeria, is caused by open defecation. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
271 indigent people living with HIV/AIDS have benefited from the nutritional packs of the Social Development Secretariat of the FCTA. Aisha Ubali reports that the Pioneer Permanent Secretary, Asma Mukhtar, charged the beneficiaries to take their routine drugs promptly as she assures of continued support of the FCTA in addressing health challenges in the territory.
It has been the tradition of the FCTA Social Development Secretariat SDS through the HIV empower people living with HIV/AIDS who have been mobilized by their coordinators from 6 area councils of the FCT. This is the first in the 2024 series, as the last exercise was in November 2023, representing the month will continue to prioritize the health of FCT residents.
It's an empowerment for the people to know that the government supports them, understands their plight, and is ready to be with them at any given time. The advices we give them is to ensure that they take the drugs, their prescribed drugs, try to take the nutritional supplements, even the local ones, and then definitely, by the grace of God, they will lead a normal and healthy life.
The organizer, as well as some of the coordinators of the program at the grassroots, disclosed that despite all the campaigns, some people are still lifestyle, as well as soliciting the support of the
down to the Mandate Secretary Social Development, have passion to support the indigent people in FCT, especially people with special needs, like people living with HIV/AIDS.
Some of them tend to hide themselves, so you have to be compassionate about the job.
With the support of the HIV unit, the coordinator, Mr. Dr. Guru, has been very magnanimous. He has taken everybody along.
No fewer than 250 persons benefited from the nutritional packs of food items, beverages, and drugs to boost their immunity, while 21 received enrollment fee into fashion designing. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
The FCT Police Command says its operatives on Saturday, April 27 at about 8 p.m. arrested 2 female suspects, Kulu Dogoyaro and conveying the 5 children into the Federal Capital Territory. The statement indicated that FCT Command, in the spirit of oneness, has handed the suspects and victims over to the In a recent development, the NSCDC FCT Command has apprehended 2 brothers involved in impersonation using a fake Facebook account pretending to be the FCT Commandant Olushola Dumusu. Kama reports that the suspects were tracked down via rigorous intelligence operations.
In recent development by the NSCDC FCT Command, a major breakthrough has been achieved in the fight against cybercrime. A group of cyber impersonators has been apprehended by defrauding innocent Nigerians using a fake Facebook account pretending to be the FCT Commandant.
I gave a directive to the intelligence and investigation team and the anti-fraud units of my command to unravel the persons behind the fake Facebook account. Today, gentlemen of the press, I am glad to inform you that the manhunt, which began about 7 months ago, followed by a well-coordinated covert operation by my men with the assistance, finally paid off, as we have in our custody the masterminds behind the fraudulent Facebook accounts.
This successful operation serves as a reminder that cybercrime has no place in our society, and those who engage in such unlawful activities will be brought to justice.
Investigation revealed that they operate OPay, MoneyPoint, and PalmPay accounts to receive money from unsuspecting persons, but no bank account with any traditional commercial bank.
I'm in now, so there's nothing to hide. So I'm advising other people that are doing same thing with me that they should just look for legitimate something to do. And me, I'm here, I've seen many things, and it's not enticing at all.
As we commend the NSCDC FCT Command for their swift action and dedication, let us all remain vigilant and report any suspicious online activities to the authorities. Together we can continue to safeguard our communities and ensure a safer digital space for all Nigerians.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
News at 7.
The news station NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Glad to have you back. As Nigerians commemorate this year's May Day celebration, the need to recognize the invaluable contributions of workers, the labor force, to advancement of nationhood resonates. Kama reports on how workers have contributed to societal development.
In various sectors, including agriculture, healthcare, education, manufacturing, and technology, Nigerian workers have played a significant role in advancing the nation's economy and supporting leadership efforts towards sustainable growth. Their sweat, toil, and passion have not gone unnoticed as they continually demonstrate unparalleled dedication to their respective roles and professions. Despite the challenges and obstacles faced, the Nigerian workers have shown remarkable fortitude and perseverance, embodying the spirit of unity and collaboration that defines the nation's workforce. It is through their collective efforts that we have witnessed remarkable strides in infrastructure development.
The workers are giving their best, you understand, but they have not derived something tangible from the government. Okay. Like the salary is very, very low compared to other countries. In fact, some Western nations, you know how much they earn, and that's why you see that most of them abscond from their working place and travel abroad looking for greener pastures.
They have done so well because we know that in Nigerian workers, the civil servants are the brain behind the success of any political administration. Without the civil servants, the politicians cannot do much.
Everybody should just get themselves committed to their own jobs. As we celebrate this May Day with parades, speeches, and festivities across the country, let us all also take a moment to pause and acknowledge the invaluable role that our workers play in shaping the future of Nigeria. Their resilience, their dedication, and their unwavering commitment to excellence deserve our utmost admiration and respect. So, to all the hard-working workers of Nigeria, we say thank you. Thank you for your dedication, your sacrifice, and your tireless efforts to make our nation a better place for all. Happy May Day, and may your contributions continue to inspire and uplift us all. Kama Kama, NTA News.
As workers across the country celebrate Labor Day, accompanying the celebration, like other important days in the calendar, is a public holiday to enable workers mark the day. However, there is an integral part of the workforce known as essential workers who never observe such holidays. But what special rewards does the work environment reserve for such category of workers? Onotu Yakubu takes us through the story.
Hussein Mbaka is an Assistant Director Engineering Services with the NTA. Today is Workers' Day, but Husseini jettisons the celebration, manning his duty post alongside his team of engineers to ensure service delivery. A practice which has become his reality during public holidays all through his broadcast career.
As an essential worker, it's a big sacrifice for our country. Yes, my family will frown at not always being around with them most of the time because most of our time is always in the office. In fact, sometimes, especially when we have a major situation on ground, we have to spend the night or we spend nights to make sure that we resolve the problem.
Husseini's story is not so different from that of Inspector Eze Precious. Clutched to his rifle, the policeman leads this team to provide security where necessary as other workers celebrate.
As a policeman, there is no any day that you won't be on duty as a policeman. So even the government know it, we don't rest. So it's our mandate. So since you say it's an essential day for the worker days, if you watch there, you will also see that the presence of the security must be there. So I won't be at home. While others are celebrating the worker, this is also the system where we also join to celebrate our own.
From health services to the broadcast industry, security and emergency workers, these individuals exist to dissipate extra energy and make special sacrifices, going the extra mile to ensure service delivery. In the midst of all of these, a pertinent question begs for attention. How much essential consideration has the system given to this group of workers in appreciation of their continued sacrifices?
Maybe there should be a kind of a stipend that will be given to them, like an allowance for them that stayed back even when others are celebrating. Like the hospitals, they are always there even when you're sleeping. The police, the uniformed men, all of them out there, they are always there to work, to keep the environment secured, to keep everywhere at peace. There should be an incentive for them, especially for these days.
On a day like this, I'm supposed to have been at home with family or at a strategic spot, celebrating just as other workers do. But here I am, like Engineer Mbaka and Inspector Precious, working to keep the system running. But the question is, what essential reward does the system have for people like us? In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
In the light of what many describe as massive and rapid infrastructural development in the Federal Capital Territory, our correspondent Kama in this special report brings us reactions on efforts to complete abandoned and delayed infrastructural projects in the Federal Capital Territory by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike.
This special report is on the incredible progress made in completing abandoned and prolonged infrastructural projects in the Federal Capital Territory. If you have been around the capital city recently, you can't help but notice the significant changes taking place in the realm of road rehabilitation, construction, and project continuations. It's like a breath of fresh air, with projects that once seemed impossible now being effortlessly completed. Take for instance the Apo Bridge and the Apo Wasa Access, once neglected areas now bustling with activities as construction crew work tirelessly to revitalize these crucial infrastructural points. Not to mention the roads in various zones and areas that were previously deteriorating, now resurfaced and made new. Even rural and semi-urban settlements are getting a much-needed facelift, transforming the landscape for the better. This progress can be attributed to the new administration under the leadership of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, with a mission to change the infrastructural narrative of the FCT. Minister Wike has breathed new life into projects that had long been left in limbo, and the results speak for themselves. The residents and visitors of the FCT are witnessing a transformation like never before. The impact of this infrastructural upgrade is being felt far and wide.
Obviously, anybody entering Abuja since 2024 will also obviously observe that there are a lot of changes, a lot of roads, even roads that come across Wuse Zone 4, Wuse Zone 3, Area 8. We have observed that there are a lot of massive changes.
Road is good, it do everywhere, road good, the bridge, everywhere is good, no hold up again. We can try for this Abuja, for the capital authority.
After El Rufai, the next minister that I can proud of is Wike. Is doing a wonderful job in FCT.
The momentum is building and the future is looking brighter than ever for the FCT. This has been a special report on the remarkable progress in completing abandoned and prolonged infrastructural projects in the Federal Capital Territory. Stay tuned to more updates as we continue to track the evolution of our beloved capital city. Kama, NTA News.
For happenings on the foreign scene, let's join Francisca Bile with The Globe This Week. Welcome to The Globe This Week, a foreign news segment that offers unique perspectives of stories that made headlines this week. I am Francisca Bile. President Joe Biden's administration this Thursday finalized highly anticipated suite of rules to cut hazardous planet-warming pollution generated by power plants in one of its most significant and climate actions to date. The Environmental Protection Agency's new rules will compel coal and new mineral gas power plants to either cut or capture 90% use the carbon dioxide emissions from the sector by 75% compared to its peak in 2005. In another development, the United States has accused Russia of breaching the global ban on chemical weapons by using the choking agent chloroquine against Ukrainian soldiers and deploying riot control agents as a method of warfare in Ukraine. The State Department announced that new sanctions against entities linked to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. According to them, chloroquine is nearly 50 years after British colonizers took them. Ghanaians flocked to museum in Kumasi, the capital of Ashanti region, to welcome the 32 items. This is a day for Ashanti, a day for the Black African continent, the spirit we shared. That's it on The Globe this week. Stay tuned for the continuation of the news. Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Newly crowned West African champions Matthew Kuti and Hope Oduaka are the biggest movers in Week 18 of the 2024 International Table Tennis Federation rankings released by the world body. Kuti, the silver-winning teenager at the 2023 All-African Games, who defeated most of the experienced players in the region to become the new regional champion, moved up by 750 steps in the men's singles to be ranked 185 in the world. Talking football, Borussia Dortmund took a slim lead in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals, first leg beating PSG 1-0 on Wednesday night. Niklas Füllkrug's goal was the difference, while a wasteful PSG attack failed to score. It's all to play for in the return leg at Paris on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo was on fire for Saudi top flight team Al Nassr, who have now reached the Kings Cup final. Ronaldo scored a brace to lead Al Nassr to a convincing 3-1 victory over Al Khalij in the Kings Cup semi-final on Wednesday. Sadio Mane added another goal from the penalty spot to secure Al Nassr's place in the final. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Do join us at 7.